Actually, it is the atmosphere when I was growing up in the country, which was first it was a freedom movement, so fighting for freedom, and then we got independence. So it was rebuilding the nation. So my grandmother, who was not very happy that I should go to the college, and but my mother was very ambitious. My father was maybe a bit conservative, but my mother was very progressive. She had studied only up to 6th standard, and then she got married. But my father, being a born teacher, sort of, so he taught her everything, I mean, like a school teacher at home. And my mother also a very avid student. So ultimately, when I passed my matriculation, school graduation, my mother passed her final degree, BA. We had to work. We can't stay home with all this education and all that the society has invested in you. You have to repay to the society, doubly more. Started unionizing those who didn't come under the employer-employee relationship. I call them self-employed. For me, empowerment is not a noun. It's always a verb. So empowering is a process. It's not something that I give you and I take it back. That you go through that process, and then you get strengthened, empowered, and then that is how you build up courage, self-confidence. In our experience, it has been that when you are weak, then you have to come together to build up your own strength. So that collective strength, but value-based. I, for one, had come to a stage later that in SEWA, when we were losing certain battles, because we didn't have the enough support of the men in the same occupation. So at that time, I said that we should have also the men in SEWA. So 2-3 times I brought it to our general body meeting, but women, clearly, they're very clear, and they said that no. Mainly because one thing I realized, that in the presence of men, and particularly men of their own family, they would not be the same. So they would not be able to participate fully as they would do otherwise. But as they also said, that men are not dependable. When it comes to money, some chemistry happens to men, so they want something more and quick, and so that's how they did not fully trust the men. And so I do understand that women want to go in their own way, but I do still realize that for a major battle you need women and men both, and where women are the leaders. I have more faith in the leadership of women. I think women, first of all, are their whole approach, life work, life cycle, all of that livelihoods is very holistic, integrated. And so their way of working, their way of thinking is always in a very rounded way, in a very holistic way. And the other thing is that women are closer to nature. So their livelihoods, their ways of household duties, even in relationship, forging relationship, maintaining the relationship, taking risk for the relationship. So women are more futuristic. They are better fighters against against wrath of nature. I think when you lend, then you have to trust her and keep it open. You see her repayment capacity. You have provided the necessary education and certain values, but then it is her money and she is taking risk. It's a whole flaw in the perception towards poor. Poor are all working poor, otherwise they would not have survived. They have dealt with money, they have dealt with the markets, so they have all the right to the financial services of the country, and then wherever they have been able to take the benefit of the access to financial services, they have proved themselves that they are bankable, they are creditworthy. SEWA has got studies done. What is the contribution of the informal sector, the self-employed, so who is predominantly poor, and half of them are women. So what is their contribution to the national economy in terms of savings, in terms of foreign exchange, urban foreign exchange, in terms of GDP? Perception about poor has to change, and it is changing now. SEWA and SEWA Bank, where we have one is that we have a relationship of trust. It is a continued relationship. So there are about more than 53% of our depositors who have taken loans more than 15-20 times. So it is a relationship, and that has helped them to grow. In their language, they say that SEWA is like our mother. Some say that SEWA is like a village well, so where we can go and meet and talk. Our main thrust is ownership, generating assets and making women as owners of their household assets. So for whichever it may be their means of production, their pushka, their handloom, whatever, their house. So if they're from SEWA Bank loan, if they add a story to their house, so then the upper story becomes in her name. Or that when the land is mortgaged, the mortgaged land is recovered. So that piece of land, we see that on the title deed, her name is the first as title holder, and second, of course, her husband, she would so choose. So ownership is our main thrust. And the entire bank is owned by them. The union is owned by them. So it is they who have the decision-making power.